Greetings, Energist. Welcome to this video where we'll explore how the White Lodge and the Black Lodge transmit hidden messages through media and audiovisual products. Through series like Dragon Ball, Mario Bros, Saint Seiya, and many other movies and animes, we are shown the existence of a secret Gnostic path. This path is encoded in stories, characters, ancient teachings, and sacred knowledge that can guide us to victory in this game called life, offering us keys to awaken, transcend the ego, and reach a higher consciousness. Get ready to uncover the hidden symbolism and esoteric messages that, although subtle, are there for those with eyes to see. The series Dragon Ball is known worldwide for its epic battles, charismatic characters, and its mix of adventure and fantasy. However, behind its action and humor elements, we can find profound esoteric symbols and hidden spiritual teachings that connect with ancient Eastern traditions. In the series, the search for the 7 Dragon Balls is a journey that, when completed, grants wishes to the one who gathers them. These balls symbolize the 7 chakras in yogic tradition. The chakras are energy centers that align along the spinal column, each of which must be gathered or balanced to reach higher consciousness. Gathering the 7 Dragon Balls represents metaphorically the alignment of the chakras. Just as Shenlong, the great dragon, grants wishes to the one who obtains all the balls, the complete activation of the chakras is considered an essential step toward the intimate self-realization and the opening of mystical faculties. Shenlong, the dragon that emerges from the balls, represents a symbol similar to that of the Kundalini serpent in yoga and tantra. The Kundalini is a sacred energy visualized as a serpent residing at the base of the spinal column and rising through the chakras up to the crown chakra, where enlightenment is achieved. Invoking Shenlong symbolizes the awakening of this spiritual energy, which grants wisdom, power, and transformation. Goku, the protagonist of Dragon Ball, represents the archetype of the spiritual hero. His tireless quest to become stronger and surpass his own limits is analogous to the spiritual journey of many initiates who seek self-mastery and perfection. Each enemy he faces can be seen as a test, an obstacle that helps him grow. As Goku evolves, he encounters his own shadow self. As with Vegeta, a warrior who reflects Goku's ambitions, ego, and shadows that he must learn to integrate. Through his training, Goku demonstrates essential qualities for spiritual development: humility, perseverance, and discipline. In the secret path of the Energist, these virtues are fundamental to achieving self-knowledge and awakening internal powers. Goku's transformation into a Super Saiyan is, in this sense, a manifestation of his spiritual development that has several phases. Instead of being a mere physical evolution, it symbolizes the transformation of consciousness, where his energy becomes purer and more powerful. Goku's tail represents the Kundartiguador organ, a tail of energy that, according to esoteric tradition, humans had in the Lemurian era, and which must be transformed into Kundalini to elevate our consciousness. If this tail is not transmuted, it acts as a destructive force that fuels irrational and destructive impulses, turning humans into slaves of their passions and fears. In Scions, this same trait turned them into giant and uncontrolled apes when looking at the full moon, a symbol of the ego and its shadows in esotericism. Similarly, the ego, like the moon that reflects but does not emit its own light, is an obstacle on the path of spiritual awakening. The transmutation of this Kundartiguador energy into Kundalini is a purification process that eradicates the animal tendencies of the being, allowing its evolution toward higher states of consciousness and liberation from the ego's inner demons. The character of Master Roshi, who guides Goku in his first steps as a fighter, represents the figure of the guru or spiritual master. Roshi is a wise man, someone who has attained deep knowledge through practice and discipline, guiding his disciples with humility. Although he is often seen as a comedic character, his role in the series symbolizes the importance of having a spiritual guide on the path of self-discovery. As in esoteric traditions where the master helps the disciple discover their true potential, Roshi inspires his students to be honest, humble, and cultivate their inner strength. Korin's Tower is a mythical place that Goku must climb to obtain sacred water and increase his power. In this context, Korin's Tower is similar to the mountain that many spiritual traditions consider a symbol of ascent toward enlightenment. The sacred water is the ens seminis, the creative energy. Climbing the tower represents the effort and perseverance necessary to reach inner knowledge and intimate self-realization. Additionally, Korin, the wise feline living at the top, symbolizes the guardian of secrets, who only grants access to those ready to receive deep teachings. In Dragon Ball, Goku traverses the legendary Snake Way, a long and winding path that connects the earthly world with the realm of King Kai, where he will train to become stronger. This journey is one of the most symbolic and esoteric in the series, filled with parallels to ancient spiritual teachings and the awakening of the sacred energy known as Kundalini in Hindu tradition. The Snake Way is associated with the Kundalini serpent, a sacred and latent energy at the base of the spine that, when awakened, rises through the chakras to the crown chakra, where a state of superior consciousness or enlightenment is achieved. This journey represents Goku's ascent through a hard and challenging path, requiring both physical endurance and spiritual strength. Like the ascent of the Kundalini, which brings tests and challenges along the path of the initiate, the Snake Way tests Goku's perseverance, patience, and will to overcome. This seemingly endless and winding path also symbolizes the need for constant effort and focused mind to reach the highest goals of this secret path. In essence, the path represents development and preparation to face greater challenges. In the science of energism, it's known that the initiate must undergo tests that strengthen their character and elevate their vibration. In this sense, Goku symbolizes the spiritual seeker, the apprentice facing their shadows and finding ways to transcend them into a stronger and more conscious being. Upon reaching the end of the Snake Way, Goku finally meets King Kai, a wise and eccentric master who represents a version of the spiritual guide or mentor. King Kai teaches him techniques like the Kaioken and Spirit Bomb, which are not only combat skills, but also practices requiring inner mastery and a deep connection with vital energy. In training with King Kai, Goku learns to channel his ki in a controlled and conscious way, which is a key teaching in spiritual development. The Kaioken, for example, temporarily increases Goku's power, but, if not used in moderation, could harm him. A clear reminder that spiritual energy must be handled with wisdom and respect. The Spirit Bomb, a technique that gathers energy from all living beings, symbolizes unity with the whole and interdependence among all beings, teaching Goku to act with an intention of collective welfare. Through this journey, Goku not only becomes stronger physically, but also matures spiritually. The Snake Way reminds us that spiritual development is a long and arduous process, but in the end, the seeker finds deep knowledge and an inner strength that transcends the limitations of body and mind. In Dragon Ball, as Goku defeats increasingly powerful opponents that represent the inner demons or egos we all carry, his ki or vital energy undergoes constant growth. reflecting his progress on a path that not only strengthens his body, but also transforms his spiritual being. This path culminates in his ability to reach the state of God with Super Saiyan God, a state representing the transcendence of his limitations and the opening to a higher consciousness. Each adversary he overcomes symbolizes, in a sense, an aspect of himself that he must integrate or overcome. With each battle, his ki rises, and this growth parallels the expansion of his consciousness. In Eastern symbolism, Kai energy relates to the vital force circulating through the body's meridians, and mastering it is a spiritual achievement that goes far beyond physical strength. Throughout the series, Goku faces enemies embodying ego, fear, ambition, lust, and the desire for power, among other shadows on the spiritual hero's path. Every time he defeats an enemy, his ki strengthens because he has integrated an important lesson. Thus, his power grows alongside his wisdom, and his energy becomes a reflection of his advancement toward higher states of being. The Ultra Instinct, a technique that Goku achieves in his continuous evolution, represents a state of consciousness where mind and body act effortlessly, connected with the universal flow. In this state, Goku becomes a warrior who doesn't need conscious thoughts or decisions to act. His body moves in perfect harmony with the energy surrounding him. This ability is analogous to the concept of no mind, or mushin in Japanese, a principle of Zen philosophy seeking detachment from the rational mind to allow spontaneous, natural, and perfect action. Ultra Instinct can also be interpreted as an advanced stage on the spiritual path, where the seeker is no longer governed by desires or fears, but allows the flow of life to guide them. This is a state of complete synchronization, a fusion between the individual being and the whole. To get here, Goku had to release all his inner blocks and develop a precise control over his energy, showing that true power emerges when balance is achieved between body, mind, and spirit. By transforming into a god, Goku reflects the truth that every human being has within a potential for divinity, which we can all turn from 3% into 100%. His journey symbolizes the process of discovery and self-overcoming, where one develops their inner abilities until reaching a divine level of existence. Throughout his path of growth, Goku shows us that divinity is the result of persistence, humility, and the desire for continuous self-improvement. Let us spread together the light of this magical and ancestral knowledge so it can reach as many people as possible worldwide. When we illuminate others, we also receive light. Everything we give returns multiplied, as this is how the universal laws work. Therefore, we invite you to subscribe and share the links to these videos by all means possible. Thanks to this support, we reach thousands of people daily in multiple countries, both in Spanish and on our English channel, The Science of Energism, on YouTube and Facebook. I am a disciple of the Venerable Masters of the White Brotherhood, and this is the Science of Energism, the authentic Gnosis, and White Masonry revealed. See you in the next video. Deep peace.